Hi, Dr. Curry. I'm Tristan Hagen, and this is my audience of 5 people. Do any of you remember the 1986 Chernobyl disaster? I don't, because I wasn't there, but this disaster, however, changed the world forever. In this speech, I'll be talking about the 1986 Chernobyl disaster that happened near Pripyat, Ukrainian SSR, in the Soviet Union, what is now Ukraine, and what caused the disaster to happen, and lastly, what I think could have been done to prevent it in the first place. The Chernobyl disaster was an accident at the Chernobyl power plant that ended with a massive explosion that caused the immediate deaths of 2 people, with thousands more, estimated about 3,000 to 5,000 more deaths afterward, weeks later, due to the radiation. And I will be talking about the design flaws of this reactor, the operator error that caused the accident, and the explosion itself that caused radiation to go into the atmosphere and cause all those deaths. So as I said before, one of the main reasons for the accident was the design flaws of the Soviet-designed RBMK reactor. Number 4, in the frequently asked questions section in 2003, the IAEA, or the International Atomic Energy Agency, states that RBMK reactors do not have what is known as a containment structure, or a concrete and steel dome over the reactor itself, designed to keep radiation inside the plant in the event of such an accident were to occur. And this quote shows how the power plant itself is unprepared for such a disaster to happen. So without this structure, the 14 expectorals of radiation seeped into the atmosphere and caused the many deaths that happened. If the structure was planned and built in preparation for a disaster, or at least prepared and built better, the radiation part of this disaster could have been prevented. Another reason for the accident was the inadequately trained personnel. The WNA, or the World Nuclear Association, in last year states that the 1986 Chernobyl accident, in that section, states that a series of operator actions, including the disabling of automatic shutdown mechanisms, preceded the test early on the 26th of April. By the time that the operator moved to shut down the reactor itself was in an extremely unstable condition, showing how the personnel was also at fault. This disaster could theoretically have been avoided if they were to have trained them better and had more people there during this. And yeah, so the previously mentioned test is also the final reason for the disaster. As stated by the NEA, or the Nuclear Energy Agency, in 2002, the planned program called for shutting off the reactor's emergency core cooling system, or its ECCS, which provides water for cooling the core in an emergency. Although subsequent events were not greatly affected by this, the exclusion of the system for the whole duration of the test reflected a lax attitude towards the implementation of safety procedures. So this quote describes how the problem the test made, and it also reflects the damage that it had caused because of this mistake. If the test were to have been performed better or planned out better, there is a good chance that this disaster could not and would not have happened. And that all goes back to how they were not very much prepared for the reactor to do something like this. And in conclusion, the disaster was caused by 3 things: the design flaws, the personnel, and the tests that have been run. All of these flaws were vital to cause this resulting disaster. And due to the design flaws that was previously mentioned, the disaster was essentially guaranteed to happen, and it eventually just so happened to be the 26th of April in 1986. And that is my presentation, and this is my audience of 5 people.